bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Hey, what's happening? Happy Monday. Good afternoon and welcome. You got the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score, the 100.7 The Score mobile app, and yours on television, Fox 34 News Now, TSportsNetwork.com, YouTube, Fire Stick, Roku. Lots of ways to take us in. We are glad that you've chosen to do so on a Monday afternoon. We being myself, Chois Woodman, alongside Chris Snead. Clint Scott graces us with his presence across the way. You can also join the conversation. Bring in your thoughts, your comments, your questions, hopes, dreams, overreactions, as it is an Overreaction Monday. Whatever you got, pour it in on the Yates Flooring Center chat line through that 100.7 The Score mobile app. Take the app anywhere with you. Even listen in out in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. One of Chuck's favorites. Ayo Sneader.
What's up?
Did you have a good weekend?
A great weekend. First game post stem cell therapy.
Okay.
This is the first Monday following that first game, and I am feeling pretty good.
Feeling good.
Yeah.
And with you.
Got my game done early. Got to watch the Tech game.
And we won.
Won. I was good. For a second, I got a little concerned, but
you
not
got nervous.
I
did too.
I was like,
I mean, a massive swing of momentum. Like you had everything going. Felt like you were en route to a blowout,
and then
you weren't, and then you were again.
And then Kansas looked at their jerseys and said, "We're Kansas."
Well, or Cam Dickey was like, "You're Kansas." Or David Bailey was like, "You're Kansas."
Yeah.
Man, some monster performances from.
Or they looked at their own jersey and said, "Oh yeah, we're Texas Tech this year."
That that could work too. That could work because we are.
Because I think you could change out every school that you just said.
Sure,
that's the case. The way,
but based off of
line is played,
what's happened so far, that defensive line. Oh my goodness!
I recall saying back in August after I said, "My Lord, that's going to be different this year," and they have lived up to every billing.
They have. Might have dodged a couple of bullets as far as injuries go.
It sounds like that. Sounds like with one of them that we thought was like horrific. Yeah. Could have got back in the game.
Yeah, it sounded like.
But we didn't really need him, so and probably best better safe than sorry.
Sure. So
and I'd rather have him for Arizona State. That's Skylar Gill-Howard.
Yeah.
They took him back, X-rayed him, found no fractures, no breaks, no significant damage.
And they're back warming him up.
They taped him up, took him in the indoor, and said, "Hey, let's work you out a little bit here, see if you can get around."
So with that, you got a huge matchup this week. We'll have lots of week to get into it, but
and also Romello Hyde and Lee Hunter and David Bailey just said, "No, just let him rest. We got this." And
it was
Zach Dampier about 4 more times.
Cam Dickey, amazing offensive line, fantastic.
Yeah,
we don't say that enough around here, but was a fantastic day. Some of those holes that Cam Dickey ran through, you would have been able to run.
They are starting to gel, and you're starting to see that offensive line, even the rotations, the different combinations, starting to play with a lot more confidence. And when you see that, it becomes that's when you start seeing the team really start to hit the stride.
And then there was some bad from the weekend, some ugly from the weekend. Tortillas, pocket knives.
I've got some
whiny coaches.
Definite thoughts, and we'll share those thoughts at some point. I'm not going to jump right into it right now, but I've got some definite thoughts. And if you know me and you know where I stand on tortillas, I'm I might hurt some feelings today.
Oh,
and
no.
I'm not terribly worried about that. But I got some thoughts about the coach of the opposing team and his actions after the game and his comments after the game. I've got some definite thoughts about that as well.
So Mizzou's out there trying to copy Tech, huh? Their end zone project going.
Their end zone project is going to look, as you look at the renderings, it's going to look an awful lot like Texas Tech.
Yeah, I've seen their renderings.
Yeah, we're watching my game from Saturday night, from Saturday morning, the Missouri's in the midst of a construction project that they're doing a lot of what Tech did.
So it was a busy weekend across the board. You had 3 coaches fired yesterday, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Obviously, James Franklin, the biggest of those. You got AP basketball poll that just came out.
Okay.
We got game time for the OSU game that just came out.
Ooh.
3 o'clock.
I was going to guess.
What was your guess?
6:30.
Okay, 3 o'clock.
Okay. I was hopeful that we'd get another night game around here.
No, it would have been nice, but we'll take the 3 o'clock.
You know what? I'm quietly hoping for a night game against BYU, and I think we're going to probably get that.
I think we will, because part of it helps is their location.
Yeah.
Because you want viewership out west.
Yep.
And
so I think we're going to get the night game for BYU.
I'm hoping that's the case. My hope is that BYU loses no more than 1 game on the way to playing Texas Tech.
I hope that we lose no more than none games.
So you want them to win over Utah at this point, this weekend?
No. I'm talking about us.
No, I said Utah loses no more than 1 game.
Oh, I want Utah. I don't care.
I do, because I want a ranking next to their name.
Oh, I want a ranking. I want a ranking next to their name.
Whoa! I think it's a good thing we're not in Brennan, or the FCC in Brennan would probably get
sloppy, floppy.
Whew. Okay, so I want them to be ranked. So whether that's 1 loss to Utah and win the rest from there, or win out until they get here and have an undefeated matchup in Lubbock, I would want that as well. I would love to have College Game Day in Lubbock. I want it so bad. I do.
And that's,
I can sit here and trash on ESPN all the time, but I want College Game Day. I want it so bad. So bring it.
What are the games of that weekend nationally? We know.
Bama, LSU. I already looked ahead. In Tuscaloosa, but have they been?
They've already been to Tuscaloosa.
So there's a plus for Tech.
They rarely go back to a location twice.
And then I think Missouri A&M was the other big one.
And that's in College Station.
No, that one is at Missouri.
Okay.
So I just looked, and that's what it showed to be in Columbia. So if both Tech and BYU can have a number next to their name, Tech's can be a really high number, then I think you got a decent shot at attracting the game day folks. But we'll see.
And that could be, and especially if it's on ESPN, yeah, I could see that.
4 games from now, though.
There's a lot of football to be played.
You got
a big one this weekend to worry about before you worry about that one.
In which you are a double-digit favorite on the road.
Those are the ones that scare you.
You could have told me that you'd be favored before the season, and I wouldn't have been shocked.
Hey, wait a second. Didn't Arizona State come to Lubbock as a favorite last year?
No, I think you were a slight favorite. It was like
really? I thought they were like the slight 3-point favorite kind of coming into town.
No, they weren't the favorite, but they were unbeaten at that point. But it was 3-0.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
This is the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score and 100.7 The Score mobile app. Alongside Jamie Lent, I'm Chois Woodman. Brennan Riker has joined us as well. You can hit us up if you'd like to. We welcome your thoughts, your comments, your questions, just about anything on the Yates Flooring Center chat line through that 100.7 The Score mobile app. Take that anywhere with you. Even listening out in Robstown, Texas.
He's got his own town?
I mean, we had Chuckville the other day, and now Robstown. Where's yours?
I don't think there is a Jamie's town.
Might be there's like a Jamestown. That's close enough, right?
Probably not.
Okay. We've talked about a handful of things, spent way more time on tortillas and that sort of thing than I would like to after a 42-17 blowout win, but it is a hot topic, so I get it. There's a lot of people that have opinions on it one way or the other, but I do want to spend some time talking about the actual football game and some fantastic performances you had within the football game, and the fact that you are winning by an average of 24.6 points through your first 3 Big 12 games. Pretty good there.
Yes, absolutely. Not just scraping by. And you kind of feel like in a couple of the games you kind of left a little meat on the bone.
Yeah.
Where
I would say so.
Your struggles in the red zone a little bit there and in Houston, and just kind of shooting yourself in the foot there with the penalties against Utah, or otherwise you could have put even bigger whoopings on those teams.
Yeah, you've yet to play a complete game. You had some struggles, obviously, in the second quarter of this one against Kansas, so you still haven't played a complete game. You have your quarterback hurt. You have one of your best defensive linemen hurt. But my goodness, Cam Dickey and his offensive line, they've got to get credit today too, because some of those holes he ran through were gaping. And the defensive line, of course, you won the battle in the trenches with zero doubt in this game, and that was the difference maker.
So let me say this. I give a lot of credit to the defensive line of Texas Tech. Could you clip that and just play that every week? Okay, because that's going to be
true.
That's going to be a guarantee every week, right? It's
every week,
pretty much a done deal.
Yeah.
I do think the offensive line is continuing to get better.
Mm-hmm.
We knew coming in that Kansas was really bad in run defense, and we saw that. Yeah.
It reared. And honestly, if you want to look for why you had a lull, part of the reason you had a lull in the second quarter, you didn't run the football that much in the second quarter. And you decided in your other 3 quarters, or definitely your last 2, hey, we're going to get back to running the football, and it worked a bunch. Yeah. So
not nearly as bad defending the pass as they are defending the run.
No. So I mean, it was a monster game for him, and then David Bailey was the David Bailey we had all heard about coming in. You talked about how well he played against Houston last week and how that was his best game, and he upended that one with an even better one. But it wasn't just David Bailey. He had a fantastic game where he was living the backfield, but Romello Heights, you had plenty of other defensive line. Holmes had a really nice game.
Really good, yeah.
And he's the one that comes in relief of Gil Howard. So,
in the baseball world, Choice, when you have a pitcher that's draft eligible, and you're at a game that matches up 2 high quality teams, and the pitcher goes out there and he mows a bunch of guys down. We jokingly say to ourselves, that guy made himself a lot of money tonight with the draft coming up. I continue to say that with David Bailey, like every game. He's just such a terrific player. He just wreaks havoc, and it's his tackle numbers are not going to wow you. But his tackle for losses are going to wow you.
Yes, they are.
His sacks are going to wow you.
Did I see 8.5 sacks for the season already?
Just seems to make big plays all over the place.
He does. Yeah. He does. Jacob Rodriguez, phenomenal again, and 14 tackles in the game.
And kind of overlooked, right?
Yeah.
14 tackles.
A sack. Yeah. I mean,
he was like your...
Yeah, that guy's good too.
Yeah.
So
we can talk about so many other defenders before him, yet he was terrific.
Oh, man. But you just play another good football game. Obviously, what I was happy to see from this game, Jamie, besides all of this that we're talking about, is that you got your first, at least since the Utah game, first test of adversity where the momentum just completely is gone from you, where you're rolling, it's 21-0, and it feels like you're going to cruise to another blowout, but Kansas finds some momentum, your quarterback goes out, they score 17 unanswered, and you definitely have lost the momentum heading into halftime. So I'm glad to see how you responded to that, because we haven't had a chance to really see a response to something like that this season. And you responded very well. You make adjustments in halftime. They don't score a single point in the second half. And I'm glad you got that taste of adversity, because you'll probably face it again on the road, at least somewhat this weekend.
Yeah, I thought you faced a little bit of it in Utah when they scored the touchdown to move within a touchdown, and you felt like, oh, okay, this might actually be a game. But then you scored again, and it was kind of and that's the way it felt, that first touchdown that you scored in the second half. I think everybody was like, okay, now we're not letting this thing slip away. Yeah,
you had some moments that we hadn't seen, like your first time where there were 3 drives in a row this season that you didn't score. Obviously, Will Hammond comes out and is rusty in his first action. I think the first 3 or 4 drives, you end up, or I think you had 3 punts and 1 interception in the first 4 drives. The first 4
Will Hammond drives.
For Will Hammond. So you're sitting there wondering, okay, well, what next? What are we going to do here? Because Barron's out and Hammond's not playing like he did in Utah. But I think this is where your coaching staff gets some credit. You put Will Hammond more in a comfort zone where you do some read type of stuff and you do some RPOs and obviously the run game.
Don't ask him to throw the football as much.
Yep, the run game helps open up the pass game a little bit more. So I think your coaching staff did a good job handling him down the stretch and man.
And not overthinking it.
Yeah.
Like you were talking about earlier, they can't stop the run. And you're having a great day running the football.
We don't care about
just keep running the football.
We don't care that we come into the game as the number 1 passing offense in the country. We're still going to just run the ball the whole dang time. Yeah. So
we're not terrible running it either.
No, pretty darn good. And those numbers went up quite a bit this week with a 300+ yard performance. So I thought all in all another showing why you are clearly the best team in the Big 12. And I was pretty surprised when I saw the line in the Texas Tech Arizona State game yesterday.
Yeah.
10.5 point favorite on the road.
Are they assuming that Sam Leavitt's not playing again?
From everything I hear and inclinations, I think he's playing. I think we recorded the Ask Level podcast earlier. Level said 80 to 90% is his expectation that Leavitt plays. So we'll see. I also think Baron Morton's going to play based off of Joey McGuire's comments in his press conference earlier today. So we'll see how all this goes. But man, 10.5 point favorite. You're finally getting some crazy respect there. It's the bottom line on 100.7 The Score.
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Thanks for hanging out on a Monday. It's the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score and the 100.7 The Score mobile app. Chois Woodman, Jamie Lent, and Brennan Riker with you for about an hour and a half more. A couple of different people saying, we have a great product on the field and we're talking about tortillas, enough said. And that's a great way to just cut it off. I just wanted Jamie to get his tortilla thoughts in. I don't want him to be stuck on burritos or anything. So now we got a question and maybe back to football. We'll see.
Time now for Jamie's question of the day on 100.7 The Score. Presented by Connecticut of West Texas. Life's hard, your water shouldn't be.
Okay, your Red Raider football team now ranked number 7.
Let's go.
Your basketball team is ranked number 10.
Yeah.
Which
I knew you were
team
going to do this today.
will finish higher in the final rankings? And you cannot answer softball.
If you would have asked me this 2 months ago, it would have been basketball. Right now, without having seen the basketball team this year, I will say football. Because I do think you finish inside the top 8 in football. Now, I just look at the parity in college football. I look at how other teams are struggling. Texas Tech has been opponents considered, still the most dominant team in football. Indiana's right there in the conversation now. But Tech has been the most dominant team this year, the only team that hadn't trailed in a game. There's all sorts of metrics and stats that back it up. So, before the season, Jamie, my goal, I'm sure they care about this over there, but my goal for Texas Tech football was to make the college football playoff, to win the Big 12 and make it. And I would have been thrilled and still will be happy. But my goal at this point is to really go make some noise in the college football playoff. Win games in the college football playoff, if not win it all. Because I think there's not a team I look at in college football and say you are absolutely better than Texas Tech. There's some that I'm like, I don't know if you would win if you play them, but you can compete with them all. So football is the answer. I think you will finish inside the top 8. And basketball, because I haven't seen this year's squad in action, and we did get a closed-door scrimmage result that those things don't really matter, but or OU beat you by a couple points last week, but still, I think you're going to be really good.
I blame the clock operator.
Because there was apparently a 3 that...
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's funny, because what I had heard was there was a 3 at the buzzer.
Oh, cool.
That one of our guys hit, but they didn't count.
They said it was after the...
It was after the buzzer. That was funny.
I'm going to say football's going to have the higher finish just because the league that you compete in football is drastically different than the league you compete in basketball. Yeah, same schools, whatever, but
league, yeah.
The Big 12 is so much better at basketball than it is football. I think this is a year that you will dominate the Big 12 in football from here on out. There's a lot of parity in the football league in the sense that it's not that good of a league. As far as basketball goes, it's got a lot of parity in that there's a lot of really good teams in the league. And for Tech basketball, they'll start out early. They'll have some early games against some really good teams, and there's going to be a potential to drop a few games here and there early in the season, drop you back in the polls. So it's going to be really hard to finish very high in basketball, where I think football-wise, there's a easier path to having a high finish in the rankings.
Well, you could be one of the 4 best teams in basketball in the Big 12 and still be one of the 8 best teams in the country. You could be 4th in the Big 12 and still be one of the 8 best in the country because that's how good it is. You're what, 3rd highest ranked Big 12 team right now? I think. Yeah, because BYU was 8 and Houston 2.
Okay.
So, all right.
Yeah, this one I think is really hard. I'm with you, Choice. Before the season, I probably would have said it's going to be basketball. I think ultimately, after seeing this football team, you are more... your talent level is closer to the top teams in the country than I would guess you are in basketball. And that's a guess because we haven't seen our team play yet.
Yep.
But I think your talent level on the football field is right up there with the best of the best. It remains to be seen if you can keep rolling like you have been. No reason to expect that you won't, but we know it's a possibility, right? Because things happen. But we just haven't seen it with basketball yet. Mm-hmm. And so, and the other crazy part is football, you don't usually see as many upsets. Whereas in the college basketball NCAA tournament, we all know there are upsets. And so you can be way more talented and you end up losing those games. That doesn't usually happen that much in football. Usually the more talented team wins.
I think in the past. Now, I'm more curious to see if it happens now more because of you're seeing some of these Alabamas and Georgias and these teams not have the depth they did because those sorts of players are ending up at other places that can pay them. Sure. So I'm curious if it shifts. I completely agree with you. It's happened way more in basketball, but I'm wondering if we do see a shift in the paradigm with college football because of lack of depth on teams.
Okay.
But yes, I mean, point taken. Yeah, I agree with that. So
we all think it's football.
Yes, at this point, which it is crazy. It's not that crazy, but from where I was before the season, I thought you were one of maybe the 12 best teams in the country. Now I look at you as one of the 4 or 5 best teams in the country as it sits right now. Basketball, that could shift. You can go win a national championship. The hard thing is there's so much turnover on that roster. Now you have one of the best duos in the country that will return of anybody with Christian Anderson and JT Toppin. But there's still a ton of turnover outside of that that we don't know how that's going to go. Mm-hmm. That being said, I have as much faith in Grant McCasland as I have any coach because, well, look what he's done everywhere. And, his first 2 years at Texas Tech have been excellent. You've overachieved from the public's or from the media perception before a season in each of the first 2 years. You were picked, 7th or 8th his first year. You finished 3rd. Last year you were, I think, picked 6th maybe. You finished 2nd in the league and gave Houston their only loss of the year in Big 12 play. So I still have a lot of faith that Grant McCasland's going to piece together and be able to put a really good product on the floor. Geez, how many teams clearly out-talent Texas Tech in basketball? I'm a bit confused by that logic. Who said that?
I said something about it. I'm not sure how many are going to, I'm not sure. Like, I feel like the Red Raiders are, talent-wise in football, the top 5 or 6 in that area somewhere, right? I don't know with basketball just because I haven't seen them, but I mean, I expect it to be, somewhere around where you're ranked. Mm-hmm. I expect you to be top 10 talent, but I mean, until we see them play, I just don't know.
Yeah. Let's see. This from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Kirby, who amazing AD has given us 2 great coaches to help put us in the national spotlight. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, you're in a pretty good spot right now. Would love to get you there and some other sports too, where you can keep winning at a high level across the board. But you're in a good spot as an athletics department for sure. Imagine what James Franklin could do with the $50 million they spent to fire him on the roster.
That's what I was saying earlier this morning. Man, $49 million worth of NIL money, that'd go a long way.
They'd buy a pretty good team.
Yeah.
That is
put together
crazy.
A good squad.
I can't ever remember a fall faster than we saw in a 2-week stretch for James Franklin.
Crazy.
I don't ever remember something where you go from number 3 in the country to losing to 2 of the worst Power 4 teams and then getting fired. Like, that was just a full-on plummet for James Franklin. A lot of jobs open now. We'll throw it.
Got your application ready?
Nah, it's the bottom line.
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
It's a Monday afternoon on the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score and 107 The Score mobile app. 100.7thescore.com. TSportsNetwork.com. YouTube, Fire Stick, Roku, Fox 34 News Now. Tons of ways to take us in. However you've chosen to do so on a Monday, we are happy that you're here with us. Alongside Jamie Lent, I'm Chois Woodman. Brennan Riker across the way handling us. Y'all can hit us up if you'd like to. Your thoughts, your comments, your questions, all of it welcome on the Yates Flooring Center chat line through that 100.7 The Score mobile app. Take the app anywhere with you, even listen in out in waterproof Louisiana.
Waterproof?
Yeah.
Okay.
Guess you need to be. Or let it just roll off your back there.
Just let it roll off your back, Choice.
I need to do a better job of that. I get drawn off sides sometimes, and
What? Only by me.
Mostly you. No,
I'm very hard on I'm very, very difficult with the hard count.
You are. You are. But that's okay. That's okay. Some news in the last hour or so. Titans have fired their head coach, Brian Callahan. This is Bill's kid, right?
Sure.
Am I just imagining that?
Don't know.
I'm going to be very honest. I didn't even know who the Titans head coach was.
Okay. I think that's probably shared a lot of places. And yes, this is Bill's kid. Was he at... He played at UCLA. I don't even remember this. He has not coached. He coached at UCLA as a grad assistant and has been mostly, pretty well all pro since then. It's fun for me to kind of just like try to connect dots before anything even happens. But the rumor today is that Matt Rule will be the guy at Penn State. We're a long ways out from all this. Mm-hmm. Did we just find our guy that's going to Nebraska to replace Matt Rule? Bill Callahan's kid?
Maybe.
I mean, you never know. Never know. So it'll be interesting to... Wait, the Bill Callahan era didn't go well in Nebraska, right?
I don't think so, yeah.
Yeah, that one... Because he was the coach when Tech put it on him 70-10.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe that's the wrong guy. Sorry, I'm looking for the Tom Osbornes of the world. Y'all keep your comments coming in on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. We welcome them there. So the Red Raiders win against the Kansas Jayhawks and do it convincingly. What was the most impressive feat in this game? Because there were quite a few impressive things that came out of this game. You broke a record in sacks as a team. David Bailey was in on, I think, 4 different sacks and a fumble recovery. So he had a monster game. He's a Big 12 Player of the Week. Cam Dickey had 263 yards himself. What were you most impressed by from Texas Tech's win?
Oh, man, that's a tough question, Choice. I feel like I'm going with the sacks just because I feel like we knew Kansas's run defense was really bad. So I don't want to take away from Cam Dickey, but
enormous plays on that too.
I'm going to change my mind. I'm going with Cam Dickey. I mean, you rushed for that many yards. He made some great cuts. I know that. Sure. I mean, the 2 big plays, were pretty much just
untouched.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, I thought he was really good. You could really see where his vision was really good in Saturday's game. So I'm going to say him. But man, I thought you did a great job keeping Jalen Daniels from hurting you with his feet.
And really with his arm much.
Yeah, your secondary was solid.
Because you had a receiver that's supposedly one of the fastest guys in the Big 12, and you hold him to 4 catches for 43 yards. That was really, you've done a good job of taking away the guy in each of your first Big 12 games. The tight end was supposed to be the big one. Koziel, I think is his name, at Houston, and he had 2 catches in the game. He was supposed to be the biggest threat. Devin Dampier supposed to whip you with his legs for Utah. You limit him extremely. So I think that's what's been an impressive part to me for this defense is you know what they're supposed to do, and you've been able to take that away. And I really like that for your defense. But I'm back and forth. I don't know which way I would go, Jamie. I asked you the tough question. I still don't know what my answer is. Yeah. Because 263 yards is the most by any running back or any player in the country this year. Any team. No one's run for 263 yards but Cam Dickey. So that's a huge part. But 9 sacks felt like you just took out some anger because there's been a lot of games where you're living in the backfield and not finishing sacks or not getting sacks. But this was one of the first teams that really decided we're going to play you straight up. We're gonna decide to do what we do we're going to let Jalen Daniels try to beat you, and it was a bad mistake because a lot of other teams have decided to bring in extra tight ends or running backs to block. They've decided to get the ball out quicker. You've seen that plenty of times against Texas Tech. But Kansas said, we're going to play you straight up, and it was a really bad decision specifically for their tackles all day because Romello Height and David Bailey had their way. And it wasn't just those two, but they were the main course. So really impressive day by them, impressive day by Cam Dickey. I think when rolling back over to Dickey, Jamie, a big question mark heading into the season was, hey, you lost your number one back in Quentin Joyner.
Yeah, and you're still...
And it's not just Dickey, but it's kind of rotated between the two. It's Dickey has a big game. Williams has a big game. It's been almost a perfect storm for those two guys, and Williams was a little banged up in this game. So they give the keys way more to Cam Dickey, and he was exactly what you needed in a game like this. And I think what's been surprising about him is the speed. Like when he's been, we've kind of thought of him as the bruising back, as the guy that will go between the tackles and pick up yards there. But once he broke out into open field, he outran some guys a couple of different times. So really, really enjoyed seeing that from Dickey. The touchdown by Hammond that trucked the defender is what someone says for that.
That was fun.
Most impressive, yeah. Another one, same texter says Hammond just amps up the offense with his play that is intoxicating and something Tech needs to ride the wave. Well, if you're watching the second half, yeah. 3 punts and an interception in the first half did not
took him a little while to get going. And I think against the best teams in the conference, or you get to the playoff or whatever, you're going to need to be more balanced. Mm-hmm. Will really didn't have a good day throwing the football on Saturday, so you need to be able to be more versatile and be able to get the passing game going more so than you did on Saturday night. So I think Baron Morton gives you a better chance to be a more well-rounded team.
I think you saw in the ups and downs within one game of why Baron Morton starts and Will Hammond is still a freshman backup. That there are some high highs, but it can also dip down. It's the bottom line on 100.7 Score.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Happy Monday, y'all. It is the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score in the 100.7 The Score mobile app. Chois Woodman, Jamie Lent, here in the first United Bank studio. Chump Chios rolls off the tongue pretty good.
Chump Chios, yes, does, definitely. Joker Choice is also good.
Yeah, I don't know. What did I say? Benches? Did I say that? I'm not drunk, but it sounds like it. Did I say benches?
Benches.
Oh, that's way off.
Instead of what?
Squats. 500 pounds.
Oh.
That's a big difference.
Yes, it is.
I meant to say squats. Okay. That was way false.
Yeah,
I have no idea what
I didn't even think about it, but you're right.
Yeah, benches. No, he squats 500, which is still crazy impressive for a 180-pound guy.
Sure.
But I apologize for misspeaking there. He squats 500. I have no idea what he benches, but I guess it's close to 3 based off of his crazy strength. All right, let's get to Brennan's statement. Tell me I'm wrong. What do you got today?
All right, y'all.
That was rude.
I'm here to tell y'all today.
You just said y'all.
I know. That Arizona State, even with Sam Leavitt, is not a top 5 team in the Big 12.
Whoa. Are they tuned in right now? Are you trying to poke the bear? Is this like a bulletin board type of thing?
I maintain the thought that Arizona State is not as good as people think. And it's because we see them as, okay, yeah, they won Big 12 championship last year. You know, they had Cam Scadaboo. They looked really good last year. Mm-hmm. I'm here to tell you today that they're not a top 5 team in the Big 12.
We'll give our power rankings tomorrow. I'll be interested to see where everybody has various teams. But
So who are the 5 that you have in front of them?
I have
go ahead and get the Lubbock one out of the way.
Texas Tech.
It's like-
In no particular order, because
Okay.
again, power rankings tomorrow. I have Texas Tech. I have Iowa State. They're banged up right now,
okay.
but I still think they are a very good football team.
Okay.
BYU, TCU, and did I say Utah?
You have not said Utah.
Utah.
I think you're wrong. I'd probably put Arizona State at 5th right now. But I'm definitely not putting TCU ahead of them. I'm not putting Iowa State ahead of them as currently constructed because they just lost to Colorado. I got Cincinnati up there ahead of them. I got BYU, Utah Tech. I don't think I can find a 5th team to put ahead of them right now.
Texas Tech, BYU, Cincinnati, and Utah,
Yep.
in my opinion, are in front of them. I have Arizona State at number 5.
If you would have said top 4 team, I would have agreed with you. But I think Arizona State's right at 5. Because I just don't... I mean, there's no one that is clearly in front of them. Now, if they go get smacked by Tech this weekend, I don't know how I'll judge that either because I think they would have gotten smacked by the 2 best teams in the Big 12, Tech and Utah. Now we'll see if Utah beats BYU. That's a de facto championship or championship berth game to me.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I don't know who else is going to up in them. Maybe Cincinnati does. Does Cincy have a conference loss? Not a conference one, right?
No, they're 3-0.
Okay.
Only lost to Nebraska.
Nebraska.
It just feels like to me that, and yes, sometimes it doesn't matter. You just got to go win the games, especially in this league. But it just feels like, to me, Arizona State has just been skating by for the most part this season. I thought TCU was the better team in that game. Now, TCU now has some questions to answer after
Josh
getting
Hoover
shellacked
struggling big time.
Kansas State. I still think Hoover's going to figure it out and TCU will bounce back in some form or fashion. I'm not very high on Arizona State, so I feel very confident for Texas Tech entering this Saturday. Whether Arizona State has Levitt or not, I'm not worried about it just because that defense has yet to be stopped. And I don't think Arizona State's going to stop them.
Yeah, I don't think they will either. I think Arizona State will lose the game, pretty obviously. That I would think that, but I just don't think that there's a lot of teams with Arizona State or ahead of Arizona State. Like I can't sit here and tell you TCU is better than them. Iowa State losing to Colorado. I would have probably put Iowa State with a 1-loss Iowa State team ahead of them or close to it, but no way after the loss to Colorado. So
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. Y'all can respond to that or otherwise on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. My favorite part of the broadcast was RG3 talking about Cam's thunder thighs. Bro is onto something with the thigh guy. Is RG3 a thigh guy? He was also saying other bad words on the broadcast, apparently. I don't know. Maybe. You a thigh guy?
Aggie?
Aggie?
Did he say Aggie or Longhorn or something?
No, not those words.
Oh, okay. You said bad words.
Fair. LOL, it wasn't the who TCU played for me as much as how close the score was. Arizona hung with BYU. Arizona's probably that next team I'm trying to creep up there.
Very easily could have won. Should have won that game.
Yeah.
I think there's separation after the 4.
I think so. I think it's a 4-horse race at this point. I don't really see paths for any. Arizona State, I guess, is the one where it becomes a 5-horse race if they beat Tech this weekend.
If that's a big if.
That's a big if. But so I guess you could say going into this weekend, there's 5 teams that have a shot at winning the Big 12. And then it does feel like you've got some drop off after that. There's some
the others need some
separation.
serious help.
Yeah. So not impossible for other teams to make it or anything like that. But I'd be really surprised if a Utah or a BYU isn't ending up in the championship. Because Cincinnati's got to go through, I think, both of those teams still. One at home, one on the road. And that is a tall order. But I do think Brennan Sorsby is one of those quarterbacks that seems like he can elevate his team into wins.
So if you were to predict right now who the 2 teams in the Big 12 championship game would be, obviously we'd all think the Red Raiders is on one side. Who's the other?
You can't recycle your question of the day from this morning.
I'm just asking you. This is not the question of the day.
No, I know.
It's just
He's
I'm
just
asking a
asking
question.
just a
question.
It's
Oh,
the
okay.
question of 239.
I thought you put the little TM after it. So
I did
that was-
not.
Okay, my bad. I'm going Utah because I'm predicting that they win the game this weekend. Not super confident in it. With it being in Provo, and I think there's going to be BYU fans that feel very slighted by being an undefeated team that's an underdog at home to Utah, all of the above. They'll be pretty slighted, so I think that atmosphere will be unbelievable on Saturday night. But I still think Utah's the better football team.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That'd be a fun game to go to just if
I
you're a
think
fly
so.
on the wall.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. That being said, BYU to me it's BYU and Utah that are the next 2 best defenses behind Texas Tech. And if BYU is a good defense, a legit good defense, they should have an answer for Devin Dampier, especially if he continues to be one-dimensional. But against, average to poor defenses, Devin Dampier's looked awesome.
This has been the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score. Go to 100-7thescore.com for more from the Double T Sports Network.